Hey guys, we were going to originally do this as a text messages from the living room, where we were going to have the boys come on and it would be the four of us, but Lauren is under the weather, so she and I are going to do a separate topic for text messages. So we decided we'd do this as a short file, and basically just talk about toys. What toys we loved, what toys we didn't love, etc. So, there it is. They introduce you this is Ezra and this is Luke. Not that you can see me pointing, but this is Ezra and this is Lucas, my wonderful teenage boys.
You put in like a little indicator in post.
Yeah, I could possibly do that. So I think they represent about this portion of my gray hair. Their sister represents this back here, and then my students take care of the rest.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. We all know it's the ex-wives.
Yeah.
All right. So let's just run with it. Talk about your favorite toys. Tell me what you love.
There's too many.
God, I remember all of them.
There was the Legos, obviously.
Which ones?
Of course.
All of them.
We still play with Legos.
I still have a sizable portion of my old Leg. Like, I have approximately 40 different Imperials in general just sitting in my closet.
Was it your 6th birthday that you got the big one that you and I sat down and built on the coffee table?
I don't know. I don't remember. I remember that we built one together, but I don't think it was that particularly big. I think that was just too complicated for my little brain. It was one of those little 3-in-1s. I was trying to figure out how to make the plane, but I was building the boat from the boat instructions.
Yeah.
Why doesn't it have wings?
And you've got how many of the Imperial things?
I have close to 30 stormtroopers and 10 various Imperial officers.
Yeah, he has I was about to say, and he's got the big old ATST.
I've got an ATST tank.
I wanted the AT-ATs, the mechanized ones, so badly.
I've always been about the Imperials.
Yeah.
It's when I was really little, Mama bought me this little troop carrier with 3 regular stormtroopers, three regular stormtroopers and a black one.
Black stormtrooper?
The dark trooper.
Well, is it a stormtrooper or was it the Imperial officer?
No, it was a stormtrooper. It was a black stormtrooper.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is before Rogue One.
Before Rogue One, it was rad.
Yeah.
It was great.
I think they were literally called the Imperial Dark Troopers.
Yep, it was the Dark Trooper.
That.
And then they've got the Death Troopers in the new ones.
This is the one who says rad all the time that I was talking about in the other video. But what's funny is last night we watched Bumblebee, which was the Transformer prequel, I guess, and the little brother at the end used radical the correct way. And I immediately looked at him and said, that's it. That's how you use it.
He always tells me that it's coming back. I still don't believe him.
Well,
you're blind.
Yeah, it's kind of everywhere. The millennials started it, so. But yeah, your brother's been on a mission.
Yeah,
a mission from God.
Speaking of the Transformers, that was big too.
Yeah.
Love the Transformers.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Although I will say one big difference between your Transformers and ours is that you could transform them without looking at the instructions. You didn't need instructions. Ours, you needed a manual for. It was a game that me and Ezra used to play to see who could transform our Transformers the fastest without using the instructions.
Yep. I remember when I got... Do you remember the first one that you got was the police car?
Yes, I still have that actually. I
remember I was the first one to transform it, and I remember having to look at the box to figure it out. I was like, what have they done? Because you're right. When we would get our Transformers, you get it out of the box and you just done.
Right. Yeah.
You knew how. Plus, it usually worked, not always, but normally it worked the same way it worked in the cartoon. So you'd seen it transform.
Yeah.
Not these, man.
The Michael Bay
by the
ones,
time they get to Michael Bay, it gets too complicated.
Yeah, they did all sorts of shifting around with the movies, and they had to try to copy that for the toys, but also keep it under like $15.
Yeah, so when you were playing with it, you'd be like, all right, it's time to transform, and you'd try doing the noise with your mouth, but it'd be like... The only one I could figure out without the instructions out of the box was Bumblebee. I had the Bumblebee from the third Michael Bay movie.
Okay.
And he kind of like snapped into place.
No, that
had,
was
like,
a different
springs.
Bumblebee. I had like three or four Bumblebees.
Yeah, he had
that
a
was
lot
my
of
jam.
Bumblebees.
I still have all of them probably in a drawer. I've got all the old ones separate.
I remember getting you one from the first film, but I can't remember, was it the new Camaro or the classic Camaro?
It was the
classic.
Yeah, it was the 78. I'm pretty sure it's 78.
Yeah.
78 or 76, it's somewhere in that.
Do y'all remember when we got y'all the Optimus Primes and the Megatrons?
Yep, I've still got both of those.
They're not exactly all in one piece anymore.
Yeah, Optimus.
But they both exist.
my Optimus is missing an arm, and all of the face paint is completely gone. Because they designed it poorly. When you push his head down, it scrapes up against the plastic. So it, like, over time, he doesn't have the paint on his face anymore. And Megatron is missing an arm as well. Both of them are missing an arm.
See, our Optimus Prime, his head flipped.
Right. Yeah.
It flipped down.
Yeah, my little Megatron, poor guy, he's missing both of his arms and a leg.
Oh, that's not as bad as mine.
And also his head. He is just like the chest piece and one leg.
Did I still have the locomotive when you guys
Astro
were little?
Train?
No, I did. This was like a transformer. It was like it was a green locomotive.
I don't remember it.
No.
But that does kind of transition to another thing that I was going to talk about is the small little geotracks, the trains.
They were like model trains, but for babies.
Yeah, they were like really chubby like train models, and we build tracks. We had like this old like proper model train tunnel that we'd make them go through.
The styrofoam one.
No,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
that was my train tunnel.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, for my old modeling sets.
The trains were slightly too big for the tunnel, so we kind of had to
like propped it up a little bit.
Yeah, we propped it up so they'd go under.
Okay, yeah, I remember the geotrains. Yeah. Thomas.
Oh yeah,
that was mine. That was all me.
The little metal die-cast ones that were like the weight of 3 Hot Wheels cars.
I probably cost y'all thousands of dollars in those little bastards.
Well,
now he's gonna have to edit it out.
Crap, my bad.
No, I'm not. It's fine. I don't care. No, the thing was, so you were the first one to get them because you were too little.
Yeah.
And then once you got big enough and you started stealing them from them, that's when we started getting yours. Actually, I think what we did was just replace the ones you stole from him.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
But I remember there was one night when we got you both Henry. And I remember this because it was a thing. In the middle, I don't know if you guys remember this or not because y'all were little. You were like 2 and you were like 4. We're in, I want to say Toys R Us. And we were getting one of you Henry, and I can't remember which one of you I did, but I was like, okay, this one's getting Henry. Do you want this? And the other, whoever didn't have Henry, stole Henry from the other one while we're in Target. And so we had to go back, put the other one back, and get the other Henry because whoever didn't get Henry to begin with was pitching a fit they didn't have Henry, and the other one was mad because the one that didn't get Henry stole it from the other one.
That sounds pretty accurate.
It sounds like you probably stole it from him.
Yeah, that's probably right.
And I'm pretty sure that was the night of the donuts.
So, that's setting that whole story up.
But there was an entire drama over this stupid Henry train.
Oh.
So you both ended up, and I think from that moment on, your mom and I decided we're just going to get 2 of everything.
Yeah.
We're not going to let them choose anymore. But yes, there were Thomas trains everywhere. And of course, Matchbox cars. But the Matchbox cars started long before you came along. because when we lived in Boone, when you were little fella, your mom and I didn't make a lot. I don't know how we got food in those. We were so broke. And this is how broke we were, son. Every week, I would take $5, grab you, and every Friday after classes, I would drive up to the Walmart, and you and I would go in and get you 2 Matchbox Cars with that $5. And it was, for me, it was the greatest thing because you were getting something cool, and I was able to give you something, even though it was just 2 Matchbox Cars.
Yeah.
And you were excited because you were getting more cars. And we had to get you a bucket because I kept buying you all these Matchbox Cars.
I have, like, the bucket has evolved to this, like, big box.
Yeah, we both got
Matchbox
plastic
cards.
totes of. Mine still has like Thomas stuff in it.
Yeah.
Under my bed, I've got like the big blue tote with Thomas and Matt and like Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still get some sometimes.
Yeah, he still
if
gets the
there's
Hot Wheels.
If there's like a really cool one, like last Christmas, as a little stocking stuffer, I got 3 different Nissan GTRs, the like 3 different generations of it.
Cool.
I was so happy.
Yeah. And then you were the Lightning McQueen kid.
Oh yeah.
Not that he didn't like cars,
Right.
but I remember.
The big blue.
You had the big
The
blue,
big
and
blue
you had
ones.
several of the small red ones.
And he
Yeah.
had one of
In
the big
every
red
size.
ones too.
Yes, he did. But he had like the red one. You had multiple sizes of the red ones. You had the big blue. The big blue was the one that you put on my bed that time. It was the greatest phone conversation ever. Hey, Dad. Hey, buddy. I need you to do me a favor. Sure. What's your favorite toy right now? Lightning McQueen, Blue Lightning McQueen. Go get it, put it on my bed, and then don't touch it till I get home. Okay.
That was the last time he
I
ever
was a
saw it.
gullible little punk.
He knew what was
I
going
didn't
on.
consider the possibility of consequences. I was like, you know what? Something bad might happen, but it might not.
And he's just going to err on the side of, it's probably not going
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, when I talk to him,
You turned me into a pessimist.
when I talked to him before you got on the phone, when I asked him, "What's your favorite toy right now?" He knew. He
Just
knew
immediately.
and he's like, and he's like holding out.
Yeah, I'm
I can
like,
he's the calculation.
like,
yeah,
It's
I would
okay.
be willing to bet. I would be willing to bet I did not give you my actual favorite
No,
toy.
I know you didn't.
He's like, let's see, can I negotiate?
I had to like figure out one that was plausible.
Yeah.
But wasn't an actual one.
Because here's the thing, I knew what you boys played with, so. But you were just like, yeah, man.
I can trust Dad. Dad wouldn't lead me astray.
And I remember after I instituted the Hot Wheels rule, the first time I actually threw one away, and the look on your face, I thought you were going to be sick. That was fantastic. All right, what other toys?
Oh,
We beat the crap out of each other with the lightsabers.
Well, yeah.
yeah.
I
of
still-
course. We still both
How
have
many?
one.
How many lightsabers did y'all go through?
Okay, so I have Qui-Gon, 2 Anakins, another one that I broke.
Do you have mine?
I have your Vader, the really nice one.
Yeah.
There's another 2 crappy Vader ones I bought at some point. So I'm thinking 6 or 7.
Don't tell your sister about it. Through those cheap ones we got for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been long gone.
They're dead.
Well, yeah,
They were
because
dead
you hit them
anyway,
like
yeah.
once or twice and they
yeah.
like
They were probably hazards, honestly.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, even the Darth Maul thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Because the problem with the Darth Maul one was I put new batteries in it, and I don't know which one of y'all did it, but y'all had been beating it so much it was probably her. But when it wouldn't shut off. It was
So you had to
perpetually on.
You had to like take out the
You
batteries.
had to take the battery, which had the little screw, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. So I silently made it disappear.
No, I think I had a total of 2, honestly.
Mhm.
There was the green Luke one, Well, it was green, but it had Darth Vader's handle.
Something like that.
And then I have a purple one that I still have today. That thing's lasted forever.
Yep. Because what they used to do was they'd take like they had like a couple different handles. They had Obi-Wan's from the Phantom Menace, Anakin and Luke's from just their lightsaber, and those were the two. And they'd put just random and Qui-Gon. They had Qui-Gons, and they'd put random colors in it. So, like, you could get Qui-Gons, but in red. I had, like, the proper green Qui-Gons, and I thought it was Luke's when I was little. Then we watched The Phantom Menace. Like, oh, it's the wrong one.
Okay, so here's what happened. One day, it was when I was single, we're at my apartment, and I hear them and you can hear the escalation in the voices. They're getting louder, and they're getting angrier. And I finally walked in and said, "What is going on?" And Lucas informs me that Ezra is arguing with him about the hilt that Ben Kenobi uses in the prequels is not the same hilt.
It isn't. It is. No, it's not. I'll show you a picture later. It's not the same. It's a different one.
They ever so slightly modified.
No, the only similarity is the little ball at the end.
Yeah. And that's like the main defining feature.
But that's not the only defining feature.
This is an argument that's been happening since this one was 12.
And we still also get into arguments that Anakin's and Darth Vader's are distinct and different. I argue that it's paint.
Okay, which one?
Anakin's from Revenge of the Sith, and that.
So, are you talking about the one that he has at the very end? Because if you're talking about the blue one,
the blue.
Luke has that one.
Yeah,
right. That one. It's different from Vader's. Like the handle's different because it's not just paint because they're using a completely different piece. So the way they built the original lightsabers was with flash handles, like camera flash handles, right? That's why they call it the Graflex because it's a Graflex flash. So Vader's was built from a completely different flash, and they used a different emitter because the emitter is different. The activation switch is taken from a different flash. Obi-Wan's is built from a grenade. his is a grenade, like a German grenade. With a faucet handle on the bottom.
Yeah. Okay.
They're different.
So we'll talk about my toys.
Hold on, can I bring up one last thing? And this was the forbidden fruits, the two forbidden fruits were his old Transformers and his old slot cars.
Right, the ones that he hadn't given us. Like, because you gave us a couple of your old Transformers.
I did. I gave you the ones that I gave you, boys. Now this is my line of thinking. They haven't fallen apart yet. Maybe they'll survive.
Well, they're in no worse shape than they were.
They haven't fallen apart anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
But there were a handful that was like,
Yeah.
Because and we were talking about this last night with Blitzkrieg.
Yeah. Because what happened was I broke one of his other Transformers, and he'd given me the coolest Transformer, Blitzkrieg, who was a tank who turned into a jet. And I loved that thing. Like, I loved him. But he took him away before I could actually, like, play with him for too long because I accidentally broke another one. And he was scared that I would break him.
Yeah,
which is reasonable.
Fair.
I had that for a long time. That was...
And I can't blame you. I can't blame you for not wanting me to break the coolest one.
Yeah. I don't know why I ended up with the one that flips. Because that thing is indestructible. You can't.
Right.
I'm not going to say you can't break it because I'm sure your sister would find a way. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's when you look at it, it's pretty durable.
Yeah.
I mean, the design of it too. It's like it's a ball, or like a semicircle.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the forbidden fruit. So, growing up, I had, and it's funny, y'all started with Legos and went straight into Star Wars. I had the original Star Wars series. So, I had the original Falcon, an original TIE Fighter, the blue one, not the white one. And and I swear I'm going to do a short file on Star Wars because we didn't have we knew the X-Wing fighter because they said X-Wing fighter, and we knew TIE fighter because TIE fighter. We didn't know there was an interceptor, that there was, all these kids, they come out, there's the TIE interceptor, there's the TIE non-interceptor, there's the TIE taxi, there's the TIE bomber, there's the TIE TIE Uber, the TIE...
Yeah, there's the TIE Reaper, there's the TIE Striker,
the TIE Phantom,
the Chiss Clawcraft.
These are all incredibly distinct craft, by the way.
We had the blue one and the white one.
Oh, I'm going to go on one more little thing. There was one Christmas that we both got little fighters from Star Wars. They're like this big. They went with the action figures, right?
Uh-huh.
He got a TIE fighter, and he opened his first. I was so excited, so I opened up my present so excitedly, and it's the twin pod thing from Bespin.
I'm over here oh hell yeah! I'm gonna go bomb some rebels. He's like, well. Get in the car.
The twin...
The twin cloud car thing that waves
from
down.
Cloud City.
Yeah, that waves down the Millennium Falcon, and that's the only time it's ever seen.
Yeah, his ship is the one that
and it breaks
pulls you
apart
over.
In half.
Yeah,
it breaks in half on purpose.
It pulls you over for not having the right papers. I have the TIE Fighter.
I
But
got
you
over
had the
it.
Millennium Falcon.
Oh, I did have the Millennium
You
Falcon.
had, and you never had the Millennium Falcon.
And I still have
I'm
that
cool
Falcon.
with it. That TIE Fighter, man.
But you also... Did I give you the G.I. Joe boat?
I have the tank.
You had...
Yeah,
that's
he
the
had
Cobra
the tank. Yeah, I had the little orange boat.
Yeah.
'Cause
So
I
the
used it as a
orange
bath
boat
toy.
was mine. The Cobra tank was a birthday present.
I put
Yeah.
stormtroopers
That's
in that.
that's
Yeah,
like the Cobra tank. That's what, if you go back and watch the original cartoon, that's what Cobra used in the first couple seasons.
Yeah, I stuck Imperials in there.
Well, it looks Imperial.
Yeah,
I mean, it
kinda
looks
does.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And then my equivalent was the little warthog car thing, the little truck with the machine gun
Oh,
on the
yeah,
back.
yeah. Lady Jane's Jeep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. Took me a minute.
The G.I. Joe movie seemed good when we were young.
I never liked the G.I. Joe movie. I dug the toys.
What I need to do, it wasn't as easy to get G.I. Joe cartoons as it was Transformer cartoons when y'all were growing up. Which
Yeah.
now you could probably find G.I. Joe cartoons everywhere.
I mean, we got Boomerang.
Yeah.
They probably have it on there.
Yeah. Probably.
Is that
But-
Warner Brothers?
No, it was the same company that did Transformers.
Oh, then they
Hasbro.
won't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always forget
Boomerang
about
is
that.
Warner Brothers or Turner, whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's Turner Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that. Yeah. Anyway, so I had that, and then of course I had the original. Did you notice? I told you about all mine. The stuff.
So we
Actually,
took all of them.
up in my no, you don't have all of them.
A lot of them.
There is a box in your grandma's attic that's got my original G.I. Joe Sky Striker. My there's a Cobra jet of some kind up there, and I can't remember. It's not the Warthog one. It's the black one.
Yeah.
Which is third or fourth season. After Serpentor showed up. And then I want to say my X-Wing is up there. Maybe. I'm not sure.
Mm.
That there's a box up there with all that stuff.
Right.
So, and there's a few other things in that box that somehow made it through. Cause those toys are 35 years old. Yeah. Several of those toys are older than your stepmom.
And all of them are older than us.
And yeah, that's it. All of my toys are older than you.
I'd hope so.
Which my new toys are better. So they're not toys. But no, my favorite toy though, and it's in your sister's closet. My favorite toy growing up was my Voltron. And I had the Lion Voltron.
Nice.
And I actually went through, I think that one is like my fourth one. Because I kept having to get them. Because I would break them. Because they weren't very
They weren't very like well made.
Yeah, they weren't like the original the original Transformers, it would still break, but they weren't as susceptible as these new ones that are like intricate, so many parts.
Right. And the disappointing thing is that they've like started returning kind of to that where they're kind of simplified, but in the worst way they could have.
Yeah.
Well, if they follow the designs of this new, if they're going to go anywhere with that Bumblebee thing,
Right.
if they follow those designs, they can still make it simple.
Right.
The only problem I have with that, the front are supposed to be his feet. His feet was in the back.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
Well, then his arm came out of the engine bay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because like you said, it started production as a prequel to the Michael Bay movies, and then they sort of swayed. And you can kind of tell again with like the little bit with the Camaro.
Yeah.
And the way he transforms is the same as he did in the Michael Bay movies. Like I can tell you from having the little toy, like you pull the feet out from the bottom or the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. yeah. This one he goes down like this when he transforms. The original Bumblebee, he didn't do that. He was on his back.
Yeah.
And he would go out and
his head
up.
would flip out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was the way with a lot of Transformers, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Except for like Jazz.
With a lot of the smaller ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because again, it was like seven Japanese toy lines that had nothing to do with each other.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at Optimus, right? I mean, his feet swung out from under him.
Yeah.
And then, Jazz. Yeah,
His head
the
flipped out
hood.
too.
Yeah, the hood was, or the front of the car was his chest.
Yeah, and his arms kind of were like hid up under.
But that was the same thing with Sunstreaker was that way. Sideswipe was that way, where the hood of the car was their chest.
Yeah.
Where with Bumblebee and Wheeljack, the cabin of the car, I guess you would call it the cabin, was their chest. And then when you had someone like Brawn is the undercarriage.
Right.
Yeah. That was his chest.
Megatron's a gun.
We're talking about Autobots here. Well, even Prowl. When Prowl was the original Prowl.
Prowl being
The
because I know like Hound or Foxhound or whatever was the Jeep.
that was Hound.
Right.
And
Hound, yeah.
well, when he
Prowl was the police car, wasn't he?
Yes, Prowl was the police car, and he transformed like that. And then you had, but when he transformed, he looked like Ratchet in the head. Like they had the same head, but he had like the wings on his forehead where Ratchet didn't.
Right.
Ratchet had him, Ironhide, and Ratchet all had the same head.
Yeah.
They just had different designs.
And then Wheeljack had the thing covering his mouth.
Thing cover his mouth with the blinkers.
Yeah.
And the hood was his chest plate, and then Mirage was like Brawn because he was an Indy. No, Mirage, the front of the Indy car was his chest plate.
Yeah. So a lot of them were kind of like that, actually.
Yeah. I just nerded out.
Hey, don't worry. He did the same thing a little while ago.
With us. Yeah, explain how they made the lightsaber handles
different. Yes, that has been an argument between them for at least 5 years, probably longer. They probably were having that argument before, but I just wasn't paying attention until that one day when it almost came to blows. You don't know how many times. See, I miss having that apartment because we had the 2 bedrooms on the end.
Yeah, the opposite
and I could
ends.
just separate. You go in my room. You go in your sister's room. Go. Oh, God.
efficient system.
Yes, a very efficient system. Yeah, but still. So I want to bring something up because I want to know if y'all can remember this incident, and tell me if maybe your memory has given you insight into what happened. Because I love to tell this story. So the 3 of you are in y'all's room, and this was when I had moved my room to the back, and you guys' room was by the front door.
Yeah.
And you're playing with your sister, and all I hear is, "Get out!" And here come the two of you with the best look on your face. You had the best look. You were. What did you do?
I don't know.
I have honestly no idea. And you could ask her; she'd have no idea because she was too young then.
She was like 3 or 4. So yeah, she's not going to remember. But yeah, no. And I asked y'all that day. I was like, "What did you do?"
I have no idea.
I don't know what could have angered her that much at that age. Like, what in the world? Like, what in this world is bad enough for you to be angry?
Y'all did something.
Something.
The other great one, we'll end on this, is the day that y'all are in there, and I don't know what game it was, but Lucas, you run in and you tell Jupiter you're arrested for murder. And Jupiter goes, "Murder of who?" And Ezra, playing dead in the floor, says, "Me!"
It's the greatest thing ever.
It was wonderful. I will say this, and I'm going to brag a little bit, and then we're going to call it off, or we're going to cut it short because it's a short file. I've been watching the timing. 17 and 19 years old, didn't get to see their sister for 2 months, and the first time she comes to visit, I get them on video chat with her so she can say hello to her brothers. And these 2 boys found a way to play with their sister. And that was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. I've never been more proud of my children. So I just wanted y'all to know that. So, all right, that's it for toys.
Alrighty.
All right.
Maybe next time we'll play about
We'll
talk about games.
Yeah, video games and stuff like that.
Video games, board games.
Yeah,
all
because
types
we're
of
still
games.
playing Alpha Centauri together, so that's
Yeah.
cool. I'm excited about that.
I want to see if I can find a way to like play it like over video chat or something like that, like network to network.
We can do. It has the chat room, so you can still
the
text.
comm links.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
comm links. You can still text each other.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know. That's an old system. I don't know if it would.
Yeah.
If the internet has like
That's,
the
like, moved
dynamics.
beyond it.
Right.
Yeah, because it's old TCP,
Yeah.
which is still TCP networks, but I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll
have
figure
to
it out.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Make it a great day, guys. See you later.
See ya.